Samuel was completely taken aback. Once he snapped out of it, he quickly hurried over to Louis's side. "Mr. Horton, are you really planning to force your way in?" Louis didn't answer with words. He simply kept walking straight from the lobby toward the detention center in the back, letting his actions speak for him. Samuel said, "Chwach, hey music. Chwach, you've got some nerve. Surely this isn't allowed." Without slowing down, Louis replied coldly, "What other choice do I have? Music can your boss hold on until tomorrow?" "Definitely not." Samuel trailed after him. "She won't make it through the night." There was this one time when her iron wasn't given in time and she went into shock. We barely managed to bring her back. After saying that, he grew anxious and added angrily, "Her condition really is unusual. Music, anyone else would think we're making it up. We can't afford to wait any longer. For her sake, let's take the risk." While he was muttering to himself, Louis had already charged toward the detention center. The prison music guards blocked the entrance. This is a restricted area. Unauthorized personnel aren't permitted inside. Please have music leave right away. Louis ignored them and pushed forward. Having sensed trouble from the entrance, Captain Lincoln followed them and drew his weapon on Louis. "Mr. Horton, stop right there or I'll fire." Louis turned and shot him a glance, musica, tore his face unreadable. Samuel was shaking with fear. Staring at the dark corridor ahead, he felt his legs trembling. Music, it was absolutely terrifying. Seeing the two of them halt, Captain Lincoln breathed a sigh of relief. He knew Louis is standing. "Twas musica tort. The head of the Horton family couldn't be arrested so easily." He asked Mr. Horton, "What music brings you here?" Just as Samuel was about to explain that they'd come for Kira, Louis cut him off. "Trarka music?" She clears throat. "I was looking for the restroom and ended up here by mistake." Samuel was floored. He stared at Louis in disbelief, his heart sinking. Sure enough, the marriage between Kira and Louis was nothing more than a farce. Faced with a gun, it made sense that Louis wouldn't want to risk his life. But Samuel couldn't abandon his boss. As Louis turned to walk away, Samuel Music stayed rooted in place. Captain Lincoln frowned at him. "Mr. Morgan, charge a music a tort, aren't you leaving with him?" Samuel was terrified, but he took a deep breath. "Music, I'm not." Before he could finish saying, "Going," disaster struck. Music Louis, who was standing right next to Captain Lincoln, suddenly made his move. He swiftly music closed in on the captain, grabbing the hand that held the trigger. The captain's hand went limp without warning, and music, the gun ended up in Louis's grasp. Captain Lincoln tried to fight back and reclaim his weapon, but the next instant, he felt an icy cold press against his forehead. Chwarcha music, Louis was aiming the gun right at him. Captain Lincoln was stunned, completely frozen in shock. Chwarcha music a chor. When dealing with hardened criminals, he'd never slip up like this, but Louis and Samuel were prominent music. Businessmen from Oceanian, the kind who always had bodyguards, music accompanying them in public. He never imagined Louis would attack an officer. Samuel was equally shocked, music staring at Louis in a daze. He'd been thinking that at worst, he could lie flat on the ground and refuse to move, forcing them to draw music blood from Kira. But he never expected Louis to go this far. This was against music the law. "Mr. Horton, if you put the gun down right now, I won't press charges." Captain Lincoln raised both hands. He was experienced to music and kept his composure. Louis's deep voice cut in. "Sorry, but I'm desperate to save someone." Without waiting for the captain's reply, he ordered music those in front of him, "Move aside." The few people blocking the entrance to the detention center didn't dare to resist and hastily stepped out of music the way. With Captain Lincoln as his hostage, Louis walked straight inside. Samuel, mouth hanging open, music followed behind him. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He felt music like he'd been dragged into committing a crime. Now, if he claimed he wasn't an accomplice, music, these officers would never believe him. Meanwhile, Kira was still lying on her thin music bed. She watched the two officers entering her cell. They were there to take her and Poppy to solitary confinement. She turned to Holly and tried once more to explain, "I really am anemic." And indeed, she looked deathly pale. Holly hesitated again. At that music point, Poppy collapsed onto the floor. "I'm the same." "Oh my, hey laughter, I'm so dizzy. I'm about to die. Help me." Holly genuinely couldn't tell who was faking it anymore. Poppy's act was thoroughly convincing. Her music, Kira didn't seem to be pretending either. As she hesitated, footsteps and startled shouts, her music, from the other officers erupted outside the door. Holly promptly, music, turned her head, only to see Lewis holding Captain Lincoln hostage as he strode in. Music, his gaze quickly locked onto Kira's cell. His eyes cut through the iron bars and fixed on Kira herself. Her face was as music, white as a sheet, and she lay feebly on the bed, appearing too weak to even lift a finger. Lewis's pupils contracted. She always stood tall and strong no matter what. Her music, she never bowed her head. Yet now she couldn't even sit up from weakness. Filled with concern, music, he said furiously, "You're mistreating a suspect. I'll hold you accountable, music, for this." Holly shot back. "We didn't. They fought with each other. Music, everything we did followed the rules." Samuel, following Lewis, saw how frail Kira was, music, and his eyes grew wet with tears. "Boss, we're here to save you." He glared at music, Holly. "My boss is on the verge of death, and you still want to punish her. Do you have any humanity left?" Captain Lincoln scoffed. "I've never heard of a woman dying from her period. If you're going to fake an illness, at least pick a different one." Holly took, music, a deep breath. Feeling torn for them, she looked at Kira. "Kira Olsen, there's no point running if you committed the murder. If you didn't kill the music person, we'll clear your name. Even if you don't trust us, you should at least trust these officers. Why cause such a scene?" Music, a chore. She continued earnestly. "Mr. Horton, please stand down. I'll speak on your behalf, and Captain to music, Lincoln won't pursue this. But if you actually break out of prison, the consequences will be unthinkable." "Kira, stop pretending to be sick." Kira gave a bitter smile. "Holly, you keep saying I don't trust you. But what about you? Do you trust me?" Holly, Musica, was caught off guard. Kira's voice dropped. "You don't." Holly's eyes turned red. "Why don't I trust you?" "Because you've repeatedly music deceived me. It happened years ago and it's happening again now. Haven't you tricked music me enough?" Kira fell silent. Lewis, still holding Captain Lincoln hostage, music, entered the infirmary. "Can you walk? Let's go." Kira, trembling, tried to push herself up from the bed, music, a chore, but realized she simply didn't have the strength. Lewis immediately looked at Samuel. "Get over here." Samuel walked music to his side. "Do you know how to handle a gun, why?" "Yes." Lewis kept the gun trained on Captain Lincoln at music while handing it over to Samuel, who took over as the captain's captor. Samuel was dumbfounded. As he marveled at what was happening, he watched Lewis walk to the bed, music, bend down, and lift Kira into his arms. Right after, he turned and walked out without hesitation. Samuel, music, dragging Captain Lincoln along, followed closely behind. Holly and the rest of the officers, music, immediately gave chase. The whole group created a major stir as they music arrived at the hospital. By this point, Kira had lost consciousness and the doctor took, music, her blood for an emergency test. Holly immediately followed the doctor and instructed the other officers. "I'll watch the entire process, music, torture, to make sure they don't bribe the doctor into falsifying the blood test report." With so many music officers surrounding the hospital, all the doctors were extremely nervous. So, music tour, the emergency blood test results came back in 10 minutes. Holly immediately snatched the report and scanned the numbers. She couldn't believe what she was reading. To listen to the full audio series, install the Pocket FM app now.